Hello, I'm Gregory Hoag. I've been researching sacred geometry and consciousness for over 45 years. This is the second part of what has become now a 4-part series. If you wish to see part 1, click at the button on the bottom of the page. At the end of the last video, we were trying to communicate with a two-dimensional man. The purpose of this metaphor was to help us understand the differences between dimensions and the almost impossible task of understanding a higher dimension from the perspective of the lower one. So as we tried to communicate with drawing two-dimensional forms such as the square, all the 2D man saw was a line. So by taking, though, the reverse perspective, that is, when you move to a higher dimension, you quickly understand that the view from that perspective, as from our perspective in the third dimension, this offers an understanding that we can see into the core, the actual centers of the forms that exist in the second dimension. So too, right now, the evolution of consciousness on planet Earth is moving more and more human beings into fourth and fifth dimensional understanding. So our present-day reality, it's expanding. So here we are with our personal iceberg metaphor. And we've seen this before, and now what this is showing is it's separated, this time into different dimensional levels. The flow of energy is from the higher levels into the physical at the bottom. And although I'm using metaphors like higher dimensions and higher levels, and we seem to, as a group of human beings, to look upward to find angels and the higher realms, they really exist within us, and to access them and all the other dimensions, we need to look inside through the heart center. So here we are. At this time, our major concerns are with the fifth, fourth, and third dimensional levels, and our expansion from the third dimension into the fourth and fifth dimensional realities, which are not really as foreign to us as we might first believe. For example, acupuncturists, the needles that they use are unusually long, usually a couple inches. And that is in order for them to bridge the gap between the physical body and the outer etheric, which is just about an inch or so beyond the physical. And magnets are also used to move energy. Now, magnets are moving subtle etheric energy, which is bordering on the other dimensions. And this can offer health benefits because of increasing the flow of energy between dimensions. There are people who are capable of seeing colors in the aura, which is a fourth dimensional phenomena. Emotions are displayed there and can be felt by many of us as gut reactions. Our pets can certainly feel our moods from a distance, and more of us are doing the same thing. The fifth dimension opens up an even greater sense of intuition and movement past the barriers of time and space. We find ourselves knowing when someone will call and feel the synchronicity of being in the right place at the right time. This is a true display of fifth dimensional unity. Time and space bend on these higher levels, and we are experiencing that here more and more in this dimension as we witness events with more clarity. The grandest part of higher fifth dimensional connection is the amount of love and consciousness that can flow back into our reality, allowing us the ability to follow through with right action that is in service to all, including ourselves. Now, soul connects through all dimensions, supplying life force, which is health, and consciousness, love. As multidimensional beings, we are the sum of all of our unseen bodies and a reflection of their coherence. We are an extension of our soul, which supports us in every way. Without soul animating us, we are dead. All love, all truth, all well-being, and the purpose for our existence flows from Source into our physical being. This is our greatest opportunity to discover and challenge, to open the pathway within ourselves to the flow of energy from Source. This is literally the purpose for our existence. Now, if a denial or blockage of this flow of energy from Source arises, then the physical body suffers. So we must realize that all disease and every single difficulty that we experience as human beings is the result of blocking the flow of energy from Source. A diver wears large, heavy boots to keep him down at the bottom of the ocean. Otherwise, he would pop up to the surface. Now, our emotional body does a similar thing of keeping us grounded here in this dimension. In reality, there is only one emotion, and that is fear, which is generated in the physical body. That is, it emotes from the physical body. It is an animal survival technique. Love and joy, which we also feel in the body, but that doesn't originate in the body, it comes from soul and from the higher self. It's your soul's way of telling you that you're on the right track. When you are attracted to something or someone, go for it. It's your higher self communicating with you, telling you through love and joy, this is what you should be focused on. You see, we are spiritual beings that have inhabited an animal body. It certainly is a divine animal because it can bridge all these dimensions. But nevertheless, we've chosen this body to experience this level of density. It's a body that's born and will soon die. In between birth and death, it is driven by hormones and survival needs. The emotional body revolves around the seed emotion of fear, which is a survival reaction to get us out of harm's way. Now, it holds us in this dimension like the leaded boots of a diver. But we must now learn to release all negative emotions because they keep us from higher energetic flows. All actions are initiated on higher dimensional levels. Thus, there are no causes in this dimension, only effects. Also, the nature of cause and effect relied upon by third-dimensional scientists is only a small part of the puzzle, because we exist in a multi-dimensional reality. Now, these two thoughts are an extremely important understanding, and yet they are very difficult to really accept at first reading, because we have thousands of lifetimes behind us believing that nothing exists beyond density, and that all actions begin and end here. True, this is the ending, where the results are seen. However, the emotion, the thought, the karma, the direction of soul and source precede everything we witness. Even all energies and forces like gravity, the electromagnetic spectrum, light, sound, and magnetism have higher dimensional components. So to recap this thought, the vast majority of what you are does not exist here in the realm of the physical senses. The largest unseen part of you is the creative source of everything you experience here. In order to become successful and happy, your focus and awareness must begin to operate from higher levels of consciousness, the creative part of your being. Your ego consciousness is always the last thing to become aware of what is going on. And it is often through illness or an accident that it becomes aware of deeper issues. This is why treating the symptom is never the complete cure. The connection, the pathway to soul, is the source of our power, our focus, our creativity, our love and joy. Life and consciousness itself flows through this connection to spirit on the higher realms. There are many things that block and distort the flow of energy from source. And as I said a few slides ago, blockages are the cause of all difficulties and disease that we experience in our reality. The lack of connection, the lack of consciousness is the cause of all pain and suffering in this world. We cannot change the systems of the world, such as the economic systems, the political systems, the social, educational, and religious systems, until consciousness rises. Only an expanded fifth dimensional level of consciousness is capable of creating the major paradigm shifts that we long for. It is the essence of the evolutionary change we are now engaged in. However, there are major impediments to our growth in consciousness, and major blockages created in this reality that contribute to our sickness, confusion, and difficulties. One of the first of these is electromagnetic pollution, which connects with us on the higher mental levels. Cell phones, computers, Wi-Fi, and the electric grid flowing through all parts of our reality are blocking consciousness, with their chaotic energy noise. The speed of change creates the stress within our bodies, the sense of separation, the difficulties of survival in present-day systems force us into dead-end paths. As we spoke about earlier, our body is equipped with something referred to as the fight or flight syndrome, which is a response which served us well when a saber-toothed tiger came up over the hill, because it gave us the adrenaline and the cortisols that focused the body to get us out of harm's way. But today, the car gets scratched, the cat throws up on the carpet, or a politician from the side opposite of what we're holding says something stupid, and our body does the same kind of thing. It has the same fight or flight response. Stress is killing us because it creates inflammation and also suppresses the immune system and so many other things that are inhibiting our well-being and, again, disconnecting us. Next on the list is negative emotions. All of these, as we spoke of before, spring from our animal heritage, which has fear as its root. So all guilt, sadness, and anger spring from this fear, and they all have the same effect of disconnecting us from spirit and our life force. All major political and religious systems use fear to disempower and control human beings. Even advertising and entertainment find it's easier to manipulate people and separate them from their money when fear-based protocols are used. Wear this perfume or you won't be loved. See the good guys destroy evil by justifiably becoming even worse than the bad guys. Judgments. Every time you look at someone or something and place it on your scale of good or bad, you create separation. You're drawing upon your thousands of years of karma, which really isn't the same as what we often think. That is, you do something bad to someone and in return something bad happens to you, so therefore you know that it doesn't feel so good. Karma is literally all the views we've held over all these lifetimes that now get projected on our reality. And that's the judgment. That's what keeps us in illusion, because none of it is real. You create separation not just from those that you are judging. God, what ugly clothes she's wearing or he's wearing. But you do it within yourself as well. So be loving. Be compassionate. You are only interacting with aspects of yourself. So discern what helps you grow, and realize the majority of your reality is made up of these karmic projections from the thousands of lives you've lived. And it is truly all illusion and an impediment to you experiencing the unconditional love that you are. And finally, one of the fastest takedowns of our physical body, which is all about separation from source, are toxins. Everywhere, from the chemicals used in processing foods to the pesticides used to keep them growing, from the effluents of manufacturing to the negative byproducts of most modern technologies. That is, planes and cars are getting us there faster, but in the process, They are killing us. This is the nature of our present day reality. We are trying to exist within a high level of density, separation, and unconsciousness, all of which are blocking the fullness of our being, the higher dimensional aspects that want to express greater love, wisdom, and unity. In the fourth segment of this slideshow, I will show you how we can overcome and dissolve our present day difficulties and blockages. But before we can get there, I have more details in the third part of my slideshow about the evolutionary transformation now taking place on planet Earth.